honestly have my life because of her son.
A peace walk tonight with a life of its own. The heartwarming story coming up.
Fans are mourning the death of a singer shot and killed at a concert.
She was doing like a meet and greet.
Why police believe she was targeted. 2 fallen firefighters are honored in southern Kentucky. How state leaders are making sure their communities never forget them.
This is WKYT News at 11.
Highs hitting 90. People across central Kentucky found ways today to beat the heat. Thanks for staying up with WKYT. I'm Kristen Kennedy. We are expecting that heat to stick around for the rest of the weekend. We begin tonight with WKYT meteorologist Jim Caldwell and the no-wait weather forecast.
Man, that water looked good there, especially knowing how hot it was out there today. Tonight, still a little sticky for us, and we're looking quiet, though, as far as any obstacles are going. Right now in Lexington, it's still 76 degrees. It's 11 o'clock. Keep that in mind, and we're still at 76. Winds are pumping in here out of the southwest around 5 miles per hour. We still have a low 80-degree reading in a few spots, like Moorhead, still sitting at 81. Out in eastern Kentucky, Prestonsburg, 80. 77 in Richmond, so all kinds of warmth. As we head through the next few days, we're going to go back and forth with humidity. Tomorrow, it's going to feel nasty out there to that tropical level, coming close at least. A quick change to some drier air briefly on Monday, and then we're right back into the thick of it as we head into your Tuesday. Let's look at that heat index forecast for tomorrow. Those high levels of humidity coming into play, we likely get the feels like temperature, the heat index, in the mid-90s. I'm going to track rain chances into the area for tomorrow as well, coming up in just a few minutes.
Still no arrest tonight in Lexington's most recent murder investigation. The Fayette County coroner says 27-year-old Douglas Jordan died Friday afternoon after someone shot him earlier in the week. Lexington police say Jordan was walking with a woman on East Maxwell Street Thursday morning when someone shot him in the head. They believe it was a random crime. Jordan's death is the city's 10th homicide in 2016. His family tells us they are still making funeral arrangements. Globe Family Funeral Chapel in Lewis County is handling those arrangements. Jordan's death comes as one group pushes again for the violence to stop. Many gathered at Duncan Park tonight for a peace walk, just a mile and a half from the site of the shooting that's become the city's latest homicide. A Lexington mother has held peace walks at the park ever since her son died there in 2014. This time, the walk included much more than memories of him. It included his heartbeat. WKYT's Garrett Weimer joined them in our top story at 11.
For Anita Franklin, Duncan Park is more than a place of loss. Now, it's a place of new life.
When I go home tonight, I'll be first on my knees, thanking God that that dream he brought to me, it came true. And then I will be on my knees praying that no one else has to experience the loss that I did.
At the very place Antonio Franklin lost his life, his mother got to hear his heartbeat again.
Listen to that strong heartbeat.
Antonio was gunned down 2 years ago, caught in the crossfire on an April day here in Duncan Park. Police say he was an innocent bystander. He was also an organ donor.
I honestly have my life, because of her son and the sacrifice she had to make. Here I am standing before you guys and able to do this walk.
My right lung was plumb gone, and my left one I only had 10% breathing out of my left lung. I probably wouldn't have made it 2 or 3 days if it had not been for him.
Anita Franklin says it was a dream come true getting to meet 2 people always carrying part of her son with them.
And just to have his heartbeat warm again, not one more time, again in this park, it's fantastic. I mean, it's up there big.
Then, carrying Antonio's banner, they walked, continuing a mission for peace, with every step, with every heartbeat. In Lexington, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
The Kentucky group, the Kentucky organ donor affiliates, say Antonio Franklin also saved 2 other people through organ donation. To find out how to become an organ donor and to sign up, we have a link to the story on WKYT.com and on the WKYT News app. You can download it for free in the app or the Google Play stores. Fans of Christina Grimmie, a rising star in the music scene, are mourning her death tonight. The former Voice contestant died last night in Florida. Police are trying to figure out why a man shot her. CBS News' Hannah Daniels has details from New York.
Fans of singer Christina Grimmie were in disbelief outside of the Plaza Live Saturday. Cell phone video captured the 22-year-old's final performance. Moments later, police say Kevin Loibel fatally shot Grimmie.
She was doing like a meet and greet, signing autographs and selling merchandise.
Witnesses say Grimmie's brother tackled the gunman, preventing him from hurting the handful of fans waiting online. That's when the 27-year-old turned the gun on himself.
We don't know if they were friends. We don't know if he was just a crazy fan that followed her on Twitter, on social media.
Grimmie rose to fame after appearing on The Voice, where she finished in 3rd place during season 6.
I just want to get something out for my fans so it's not like there's an awkward lull.
Her voice coach, Adam Levine, posted this photo on Instagram with the caption, "I'm sad, shocked, and confused. This just isn't fair." Christina Aguilera tweeted, "So sad passing of At the Real Grimmie. Beautiful member of the Voice family and true fighter." Investigators are now going through Loibel's electronic devices and social media accounts looking for a motive. Hannah Daniels, CBS News, New York.
Grimmie grew up in New Jersey. She moved to Los Angeles in 2012 to focus on her music career. A trial date is now set for a police officer in Shelby County accused of stealing from his department. Simpsonville police officer Terry Putnam is facing several charges, including theft and evidence tampering. Police say Putnam stole about $30,000 in cash, drugs, and handguns from evidence lockers last year. A judge set his trial for January 17, 2017. Putnam has been in law enforcement for 23 years. A 22-year-old Kentucky man is dead after 2 vehicles hit him near a music festival in Tennessee. Troopers with the Tennessee Highway Patrol say Casey Young was in the median of Interstate 24 around 1 this morning and ran into the eastbound lanes. Investigators believe Young ran into the side of a tractor trailer, fell, and that's when another car hit him. He died at the scene. Investigators say Young was attending the Bonnaroo Music Festival. They believe he was under the influence of alcohol and drugs. Lexington police are trying to figure out what caused a motorcyclist to lose control on the interstate. Police say the driver of the motorcycle crashed into a boat that a truck was hauling down I-75. The Fayette County coroner says 45-year-old Nicole McGowan died from her injuries. Lexington crews are investigating a fire that damaged the outside of a home this evening. The fire started on the outside of a home on Milano Road. We're told the homeowner and firefighters were able to keep the flames from going inside the house. No one was injured. An investigator was out there tonight for more than an hour trying to figure out the cause of the fire. 2 fallen firefighters are being honored for their years of service. Today, state leaders dedicated sections of Kentucky 55 to Captain Tony Grider and Charlie Sparks. Sparks passed away in 2011. He suffered a heart attack while fighting a fire. Leaders named a bridge in Adair County after him today. Captain Grider died when a power line shocked him in 2014. The stretch of Highway 55 in both Adair and Taylor County is now called the Captain Tony Grider Memorial Highway. His sister said it is the perfect way to honor him.
He was literally the kind of person that would give you the shirt off his back. You know, he would go out of his way to help you. You know, you could call him at the last minute, and if there was anything he could do, he was right there in a moment's notice.
A scholarship fund has also been set up to honor the memory of Captain Grider. Coming up on WKYT, want to get to Pittsburgh fast? There's a new airline coming to northern Kentucky that's making nonstop service possible.
At Frank Shoup, we use market-based pricing, which means we scan literally hundreds of other dealers' websites and then price our inventory below other stores.
No inflated prices here. You get the best price right up front at Frank Shoup in Georgetown. Jimmy Nash Homes is known for the beautiful community of Hatch and Wilkes in the Reserve at Greenbrier, an estate community in the midst of beautiful horse farms with luscious green space. And we're excited about Andover Club Villas, luxury country club living at its best, and our first ever Jessamine County exclusive community, the Oaks at Cave Springs, soon to be one of Central Kentucky's most stunning neighborhoods. All of our homes in all 4 communities feature Anderson Windows and Doors, the most trusted name in windows and doors.
Your dream home starts here with us. We have something for everyone.
So come and see us.
This new Rallies and Checkers strawberry smoothie is perfect for air conditioning my insides. That's heat-busting goodness for a super chill price. Introducing fruit and cream smoothies and Kool-Aid slushies. Rallies and Checkers. Fast foodies know the deal.
Every morning, millions of Americans start their commute in their cars. Knowing AAA auto insurance is there, should anything not go as planned. And every morning, those same people also leave behind their homes. Knowing AAA home insurance is there, should anything not go as planned. Insurance that's not just insurance.
Monkey Joe's birthday parties are a fun, memorable way to ensure your party is a blast. Super fun for the kids and super easy for the parents. Monkey Joe's, where you party big and play great.
Hi, I'm Rob Hunley with Back Construction. You know you can trust Back Construction for all your home remodeling, roofing, and handyman needs. But did you also know you can trust Back Construction for your window and door replacements? Give us a call today if you need new windows and doors. Back Construction is a local Pella certified contractor, and we will provide you the kind of service and quality that you expect. After all, at Back Construction, we build it back better.
Well, there's a big name in cars that we all know. Frank Shoot, Frank Shoot, Frank Shoot, Shoot.
Shop Frank Shoop in Georgetown for your next vehicle.
Bring on the competition. Frank Shoot is gonna set the pace.
Get WKYT news and weather updates on News Radio 630 WLAP. Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Jim Caldwell.
Boy, that heat really started to crank up out there today. Low 90s across most of central and eastern Kentucky. Tomorrow, the humidity joins the party. It was out there a little bit today, but you're really going to notice it tomorrow. Let's see what we've got going on with some of our readings out there. At the moment, it's still 76 degrees in Lexington, 77 down the road into Richmond. And you're going to find more pockets of 70s and 80s out there as well. Moorhead still 81 degrees, just a very uncomfortable night. Now, with the humidity levels rising as we're going into the day tomorrow and a front dropping in, that's going to give us a better chance to trigger some showers and thunderstorms along the boundary. But a boundary like this, out ahead of it, we're still going to be baking out there with daytime highs back in the low 90s. Heat remains right here in place. What's going to change maybe some of the highs to our north will be how quickly that frontal boundary drops in on us, because it's going to, but how quickly it arrives. So that's why I have some folks in the upper 80s. There might be a chance they might be just a little bit cooler than that. Anywhere south of that, though, especially south of 64, has the best chance to get in on those low 90s for the afternoon and evening on Sunday. Here we go. Through the overnight hours with that front dropping in, you'll see the clouds thicken up into the northern skies there across northern Kentucky. And then eventually into the afternoon, we're tracking that rain with the boundary lurking in the area. It keeps dropping on through, and as it does, it opens up a different type of air mass into Kentucky as we go moving into your Monday. So after getting that incredible level of humidity in here on Sunday, we'll change things up, and we're going to bottle up the rain chances off to our west as well. Not only that, we're going to keep the core of the heat well off to our west as well. Where you see that maroon showing up, that's where some of the hottest temperatures will be as we go into your Monday. A lot of things changing at that point as far as temperatures are concerned and the level of humidity. It's just limited relief showing up around here. And even this model, it's trying its best. We're in the peak heating of the day here. It's trying to paint low 80s and mid 80s and 70s around here, while the heat is just out to our west. So it's a brief break from 90 with humidity levels crashing, but they'll go right back up, though, as the 7-day forecast keeps on coming at us here. Look at this. We're back in the upper 80s before you know it, tracking a daily chance of showers and thunderstorms, which is exactly what you'd expect for this time of year with those increasing levels of humidity. So if you can stand it tomorrow, get out there and enjoy the heat while you can, and then we'll get into more wet pattern late tomorrow and during the afternoon.
Hello, summer.
Yes, my friend.
A new airline is coming to the Cincinnati Northern Kentucky International Airport this summer. One jet, an upstart airline, will launch its service from the airport August 15th. You can start buying tickets July 18th. The airline will only serve one city to start. That city is Pittsburgh. Flights will arrive at CVG mid-morning and leave for Pittsburgh in the afternoon. Delta stopped flying nonstop from Cincinnati to Pittsburgh last October. Marcus Lee has decided where he's transferring after 3 seasons at Kentucky. Plus highlights from the state baseball tournament. Next on Game Time.
It's a connection to our past, to our history, to our ancestors.
His job, finding vacant historic homes and saving them from destruction, making sure our history isn't erased.
They have a story to tell.
Preserving the past for the present. Monday at 6 on WKYT. Kentucky mornings start here. Breaking and overnight news, weather to plan your day, plus traffic you can take with you. Make WKYT This Morning part of your Kentucky morning. Weekdays from 4:30 to 7 on WKYT.
That must be the HVAC company. Sure hope they called the Comforter Man. Yeah, they just won the Angie's List Super Service Award for the 6th year in a row. And they have the best warranty in town.
I'm on my way.
Yeah!
Folks have been taking the short drive to satisfaction for over 20 years. Folks from everywhere come here, not just from here in Winchester. And who wouldn't come here? With over 2,500 vehicles to choose from here in Winchester, Kentucky. No matter if it's 100 miles or the short drive from Lexington, our staff will help you start your journey. Tim Short Chevrolet.
Nothing brings a family together like fun around the backyard pool. Here is your last chance to make that happen, and the price has never been better. For a limited time, Blue World Pools has the big 15 by 24 Econoline pool for not $399, not even $349. If you call now, that pool can be yours for only $299. That price still includes pump, filter, liner, ladder, and a free automatic pool cleaner. All that including free installation on your ready site for just $299. That's a $1,995 value for only $299. That's awesome! Call Blue World Pools now and take advantage of this incredible offer. Want more pizzazz? Of course you do! So jump up to our midline pool or grab for it all with Blue World Pools' top-of-the-line classic pool. The ultimate in high-style living. The choice is yours. But remember, this is your last chance to take advantage of our limited-time offer. The price will never get any better than this. How could it? Call Blue World Pools right now and beat that heat.
That must be the HVAC company. Sure hope they called the Comforter Man. Yeah, they just won the Angie's List Super Service Award for the 6th year in a row. And they have the best warranty in town.
I'm on my way.
Yeah!
Coming up on this edition of WKYT Game Time, a former Wildcat is now a Bear. We'll have the latest on Marcus Lee. This Wildcat goes faster than any freshman hurdler in NCAA history. We'll explain. And the state baseball tournament is hotter than the weather. We'll have all the highlights from today's bracket. Don't go anywhere. WKYT Game Time is next. What was expected became official this evening. Marcus Lee is transferring to the University of California, according to a report by John Rothstein of CBS Sports and Evan Daniels of Scout.com. Lee is joining the Golden Bears after playing 3 seasons at Kentucky, where he averaged 3.9 points and 3.6 rebounds per game. He will have to sit out next season due to transfer rules. Scott County's baseball program has been ever so close to making a state tournament. But after knocking on the door, Coach Scott Willard's Cardinals finally broke through this year. They won their tournament opener last night in a squeaker. And tonight they were facing 7th region champs Bullitt East. Early on in the two teams trading blows, Scott County was up 5-3 after the inning and a half. Then they settled down bottom of the 4th, and East threatening Derek Kolmanack backer with the comebacker. Sam Sutton goes to third, the tag and the runner's out. Sutton still trying to get through in the inning unscathed, but Mitchell Langley drives this one to the wall in left center. That'll bring home 2 runs, part of a 3-run inning. It's 6-5 East. Troy O'Brien would slam the door, gets Sutton swinging for the final out of the ball games. Good season, but that is your final. Scott County is eliminated 6-5 in the final.
We're up 5-3, and then they get that 3-run bottom of the 5th there, and you know, they got some timely hits in that inning. You know, some 2-out hits. So, you know, that was the difference.
Going into today's quarterfinal matchup with St. X, West Jessamine had won 15 straight postseason games, including the school's first state title last year. That's a school record, but the matchup today with the Tigers figured to be one of West Jess's toughest of the season. It was a hot one out at Whitaker Bank Ballpark this morning. X's starter Adam Elliott was rolling along for the Tigers. Elliott had a 1-hit shutout going through 6 innings. Here striking out Seth Taylor. Meanwhile, X getting it done with the small ball. Second inning, runners at the corner. Sam Mudd with the perfectly executed squeeze play. The first run of the game comes in. It's 1-0 Tigers. Still in the second, Zeke Porta goes the opposite way with this sharply hit ball. That goes as an error. Chris Esselman comes chugging in to score from second. 2-0 St. X. Stayed that way until the top of the 7th. Taylor this time rips a single to the left field. That'll drive home Tucker Greer and moves Ryan Lane to third, who would score on a sac fly. We're tied at 2 going into the last half of the 7th, and Sam Mudd leads off the bottom of the 7th with this towering shot to left. That one's gone, folks. A walk-off solo home run for Mudd, and St. X eliminates the defending state champs in dramatic fashion. 3-2 is the final after giving Coach Jody Hamilton win number 900 on Thursday. The Colts see their season end 32-9 this year.
Actually, that's the first time I've ever been beaten on a walk-off home run in 34 years of coaching. So it hurts, but and it's really painful right now, but we had some good times. You know, I was really proud of them. Those 3 guys, those 3 seniors stepped up, and then Seth came up, and then Spencer came up and hit the sacrifice fly to tie the game, and it was, you know, it's sad to see it end. You know, we had the guy on the mound that who's as good as we got. So it's just they did it.
Great season for the Colts. Johnson Central taking on McCracken County, bottom of the 6th. 1-0 McCracken County. Daniel Myatt flies out to center. That's enough to score Cameron Langston from third. 2-0 McCracken. The Mustangs would keep it going. Ian Walter gets himself an RBI with this single here. McCracken County scores 3 in the 6th to go up 4-0. Golden Eagles get a run in the top of the 7th. J.D. Harless strikes out, but Davis would score. That's the only run Johnson Central would get. Final score 4-1. McCracken County advances to the state semifinals. And in the nightcap, Campbell County, this one just going final, beats Hazard 14-3 to lock up the last spot in the Final Four. At the state softball tournament in Owensboro, after losing to McCracken County earlier in the day, Scott County wins the winner-take-all second game 9-7 for the school's second state championship. Congratulations to those young ladies. Well, day 3 of the Major League Baseball draft, and several local players were selected. In the 11th round, the Mets pick up Cameron Plank, the big right-hander out of Rowan County. In the 15th round, Morehead State's Tyler Keel is selected by the Diamondbacks. In the 16th, UK's Dustin Beggs is picked up by the Miami Marlins. 1 round later, it's EKU third baseman Mandy Alvarez. He's headed to the Yankees. In the 21st round, EKU teammate Kyle Nowling is selected by the A's. Then in the 25th round, former Tate's Creek product Ryan Fusey, now at Wright State, selected by the Mariners. In the 31st, the Mariners grabbed former LCA pitcher Lincoln Hinsman. He's now a Louisville Cardinal. Morehead State's Patrick McGuff, selected by the Twins in the 36th round. First time since 1983, Morehead State has had 3 players drafted. The UK women's track team was looking to end their season on a high note, and the 148th Belmont didn't have the flair, but it sure had a heck of a finish. See it next on Game Time.
WKYT's Game Time is brought to you by Frank Shoup, Chevy, Buick, Chrysler, Jeep, and Dodge, and by Cardinal Chevy, Buick, GMC, and Cadillac.
At Frank Shoup, we use market-based pricing, which means we scan literally hundreds of other dealers' websites and then price our inventory below other stores.
No inflated prices here. You get the best price right up front at Frank Shoop in Georgetown.
I just heard my favorite fries are now only $1. Like I needed another reason to want that seasoned, crispy goodness. You guys had me at fries. You guys always get me with the fries. Small, medium, or large fries, only $1, but not for long. Checkers and Rallies. Fast foodies know the deal.
Updating a room can be simple and affordable with Perspectives. We're the leader for providing a large in-stock selection of quality paints, primers, stains, and coatings. Our color matching technology allows us to customize any paint color you need with state-of-the-art color matching equipment. Recreate a discontinued color that you can't find anywhere else. Create a new color that only your project has, or bring back a dull area with a fresh coat of paint. Visit Perspectives, located off Southland Drive behind Winchell's.
DQ funnel cake a la mode? Hold on!
For the next hours. Cloudy tomorrow.
Funnel cake has a new home. The DQ Bakes new funnel cake a la mode with the world famous DQ soft serve and your favorite topping. This is fan food, not fast food.
Funnel cake a la mode.
Digging coal. For generations, it kept the American dream alive for Eastern Kentuckians. Now things are changing. We will retool and retrain and get back to work. We will keep the dream alive for generations to come. The Center for Rural Development has a free-of-cost training program to help displaced coal miners get back into the workforce. For information, call 606-677-6000 or visit centertech.com.
Well, there's a big name in cars that we all know. Frank Shoop, Frank Shoop, Frank Shoop, Shoop.
Shop Frank Shoop in Georgetown for your next vehicle.
Bring on the competition. Frank Shoop is gonna set the pace.
Tuesday night's Mega Millions jackpot is $293 million. The 2016 Belmont Stakes lacked the anticipation and the pizzazz of the past few years. No American Pharaoh or even a California Chrome vying for the Triple Crown. The Derby winner Nyquist not even running in this year's third leg. Still a talented field of 13 going to the post. Preakness winner Exaggerator, the morning line favorite. We pick up the race as they turn for home.
And they're into the stretch, and Destin has taken the lead in the Belmont Stakes. Stradivari is there. Governor Malibu couldn't get through on the inside. He is in traffic. Exaggerator. Here comes Lonnie on the far outside, and Creator is coming too. It is Destin in front. Creator, Lonnie on the outside. Destin and Creator. These two come down to the line together. Too close to goal. It was Creator and Destin right on the wire. And Iran Ortiz raised his whip in victory, but it is very close in the Belmont Stakes.
Creator wins by a nose over Destin for trainer Steve Asmussen, paying out $34.80, $14.60, and $9.40. Should have placed the bet, I guess. Preakness winner Exaggerator wound up 11th. 1 year ago, the Kentucky women's track and field team made history by finishing second nationally at the NCAA's in Eugene, Oregon. Tonight, the UK ladies had 6 scoring opportunities on the final day of the meet. The highlight, though, coming in the 100-meter hurdles. Kentucky freshman Jasmine Camacho Quinn in lane 5, right there in the middle of your screen. She stretches out her stride, moves ahead of the field to win the NCAA national title in a time of 12.54 seconds. She's the first collegiate freshman to ever win the gold in that event.
It's great motivation. I mean, it's great competition, you know. I knew what I was going against, so I had to give all I had.
Camacho Quinn picks up 10 points with her win. Here's how the rest of the Wildcats scored. Kia Seymour, a silver place finish in the 400-meter hurdles. UK's 4x100-meter relay team finishes in 5th. Wildcats would total 25 points as a team for an 11th place team finish. Well, we're playing basketball. That's right. Highlights from the Kentucky-Indiana All-Star Series are coming up next after this final timeout.
People often ask me, they're like, Jim, your dad brand's so strong. What can I do? The most important thing I've taught my children is that they have to do things themselves. I don't want my kids to be part of this lazy culture that doesn't do things. That's why I bring them out here and I beat them at tennis. Probably the best gift I could give my children is to have them lose to me. That's what a dad brand's about.
Current owners or lessees of FCA vehicles can finance and get $2,000 total cash allowance on the all-new 2017 Chrysler Pacifica.
Jimmy Nash Homes is known for the beautiful community of Patch and Wilkes in the Reserve at Greenbrier, an estate community in the midst of beautiful horse farms with luscious green space. And we're excited about Andover Club Villas, luxury country club living at its best, and our first ever Jessamine County exclusive community, the Oaks at Cave Springs, soon to be one of Central Kentucky's most stunning neighborhoods. All of our homes in all 4 communities feature Anderson Windows and Doors, the most trusted name in windows and doors.
Your dream home starts here with us. We have something for everyone.
So come and see us.
Welcome to Carpet One. Visit our tile and stone gallery and explore all the options available for your next kitchen or bathroom project. Our showroom is filled with hardwood, laminate, and engineered vinyl. Let us help you find the perfect floor. Come see us.
Days like this are getting harder to find. We're long on life, but short on time. When I get a chance to kick back and unwind, I live for Myrtle Beach days. Myrtle Beach days got blue in the sky, not a care in the air, ocean breeze blowing by, just sitting on the sand, soaking up the sunshine. I live for Myrtle Beach days.
Everyone is singing praises about essential oils and trying to make their home free of toxic chemicals. Get the facts yourself and learn how Young Living essential oils can help support your family's health and well-being. Visit justonedrop.com for more information and local classes.
When severe storms roll in, we go to work to keep you and your family safe by calling a First Alert Severe Weather Day, keeping you on top of the storms with continuous coverage on air, on WKYT.com, and wherever you are with our news and weather apps. Plus an experienced weather team ready to alert you when you need to get out of harm's way. Keeping you safe this severe weather season, that's what we stand for. First Alert Severe Weather Days, only on WKYT.
The last time the Kentucky boys team won a game in the Kentucky-Indiana All-Star Basketball Series, this current group of seniors were in the 4th grade. Let's just say it's been a while. The first of this year's 2-game series tonight at Bankers Life Fieldhouse in Indy. Off the miss here, Carson Williams is there with the putback. Williams from Owen County. He's headed to Northern Kentucky next year. A little bit later, the Kentucky Mr. Basketball drives, spins, and scores, knocks down the little floater. Williams had a team-high 17 points, but Indiana runs away with this one. Final score, 106-84. The Kentucky-Indiana girls game was played earlier in the evening. Elizabethtown's Erin Boley connects on the step-back jumper. The Kentucky Miss Basketball, she's headed to Notre Dame, and she is the real deal. Then it's Bath County's Sarah Price from the elbow. Boley led the way for Kentucky with 27 points, but Indiana wins this one big, 106-69. Both teams will have another shot at it tomorrow in Kentucky. Game 2 will be played at Bellarmine University in Louisville. That does it for this edition of Game Time. Good night, Kentucky.